Riwruok jolok ohand majan mar chai midendo ni East African Tea Traders Association ywago lal mar omenda makore lach kaluwore gi rochruok mag masinde mag KRA mitiyogo e wath ma Mombasa. Gikoni masindego osebedo ka tiyo e thuolo mar ndalo 5 mosekelo negi majan magi osedhi mokodhi maber e pinje maoko ne jonyiewo. Joja oko nigi ler mar wachni.
Ng'ikruok mag masind yudo mag duol mochung'ne choko osuru e pacho ka KRA e wath ma Mombasa koro kelo midhiero ne riwruok jolok ohand majan mar chai e pacho ka. En gino magikoni osemono gi ko majan ne wegi manie pinje maoko mithor ter e yor meli.
For the last 5 days, the KRA payment system has been down. That means that no tea can be exported out of this country. And therefore, it means all the teas that have been bought last week could not be exported out. And this will have serious negative impacts on the auction prices. Buyers buy tea to export them out of the country.
25% of the tea that we channel through this auction comes from outside Kenya, outside the country. If we lose that tea, it fails to come to this auction, which is likely to happen if the situation continues, then we fear that those countries that support us by exporting their teas through our port will have no option but to diverge to other seaports.
Gikoni gisetemo yore duto mar loso gi tend KRA mar loso midhiero no, wach makata kamano gikoni pok onyuolo olemo.
The irony of this disruption is, number one, there is no export taxes on tea. So even if that gate at the port was kept open, there is no revenue loss to the government. So we are urging the government that to facilitate, to make it smooth for us to get the teas out. At the moment, exporters are incurring huge losses. Our teas have been on containers for the last 5 days. We have to incur demurrage costs. We are going to incur transport costs. All these costs will ultimately be borne by the Kenyan farmer.
The scanners at the port, there has been perennial failures of the scanners at the port. Every container must be scanned. And when the scanners are down, it means tea cannot be exported out of this country. And this has serious negative impact on the tea producers and the tea exporters in this country.
Luoro margi en ne garama mar lal mayudore kaluwore gi deko mar majan no e pacho ka ibiro mana chwal ne jopur kata obedo ni makosa ok margi.
We need an alternative system apart from ICMS. If the system is down, it should never interfere with exports. We need to have a fallback as a country. If this system does not have the capacity to handle the current exports, it is therefore prudent for all the PAGs to sit together and advise government.
So we are urging the government that to facilitate, to make it smooth for us to get the teas out. At the moment, exporters are incurring huge losses. Our teas have been on containers for the last 5 days. We have to incur demurrage costs. We are going to incur transport costs. All these costs will ultimately be borne by the Kenyan farmer.
If the problem persists, then we'll have no option but to call off the weekly auction. If we do, $25 billion a week, relating to about 3.26 billion Kenya shillings a week, will be a loss to this country.
George Aoko, Ramogi TV, Mombasa.